Brian Kemp here in the state of Georgia. And this is another one of those stories where I have to start with this caveat, right? Because Brian Kemp is also a scumbag. And he's also the type of person who, while he was Secretary of State running for governor, he actively suppressed the votes of hundreds of thousands of African Americans here in the state of Georgia. But a broken clock can be right twice. Georgia's Governor Kemp signed a repeal of the state's Civil War era 1863 citizens arrest law in the wake of the Ahmaud Arbery murder. According to ABC News, quote, under the repeal, people who were mere bystanders or witnesses generally no longer have the right to detain people. Deadly force can't be used to detain someone unless it's in self-protection, protecting a home, or preventing a forcible felony. The charges this changes retain Georgia's stand your ground law. I'm going to read that again. The changes retain Georgia's stand your ground law, which says a person who is being threatened isn't required to retreat. But the reason this is tied to Ahmaud Arbery is because the justification that the three men who murdered Arbery used was that they were using this law, the right to citizens arrest. And at the signing of the bill, you can see it on your screen, Ahmaud Arbery's mother was there, and she regretted and she lamented the fact that this was having to be accomplished in the wake of her son being murdered by these three men that you see on your screen now. But it has been an excuse in the state of Georgia for so many people to feel like they have the authority to decide, to look at a situation and say that they are qualified enough to determine that there's a crime being committed and that they have the right to hold that person as a citizen arrest until authorities get there. The problem is, James, is that we see, like in the case of Ahmaud Arbery, how this impacts black people, because these white Georgians those three men felt that Ahmaud Arbery was doing something wrong and killed him. And it's not as though, I was talking with Georgia Fort last night on her show. It's not as though, and this is something that she brought up, it's not as though this law applied the same to black folks, because how many black folks are out here making citizens arrests and holding a white person at gunpoint until the police come? Right. We can't get away with that.
Can't do it.
Especially not in the state of Georgia. we can barely get away with open carry in open carry states. You know, like we exercise our Second Amendment right, and black folks, we get killed for it. So, you know, while Brian Kemp is still someone who needs to absolutely be voted out of office, this is the right move on this particular bill, because it comes directly from it's a vestige of slavery. It is what white Southerners, and particularly here in Georgia, it is what they used to apprehend and catch black people and to hold us, because they saw themselves as arbiters of the law, and we are merely just the villains that they had to catch, man. So it's I'm amazed that we're still fighting against. No, I'm not. Let me rephrase that.
Right.
Isn't it crazy? let me rephrase it. Isn't it wild, James, that we're still literally fighting against legislation that comes directly from slavery? This is an 1863 law, man.
And that's really crazy, because just think about what other laws that are in there, that some stuff that we may not even know about, bro. So it's really crazy that here it is in the year our Lord 2021, we are just now repealing a law from 1863. Y'all let that sink in.
Let that sink in.
Let that
seriously
sink in.
And everybody wants to tell you, oh, slavery was so long ago. Nah, bro, we just got rid of the slavery
we just
law.
got rid of the law, bro.
And you think about it, they talk about, oh, the civil rights movement and Jim Crow, that was so long ago. No, it's not, because we're still having a hard time getting lynching outlawed on the federal level, right?
That part,
I mean, you really think about it. You know, my grandparents, hell, my parents. My birth certificate says Negro. My 1980 birth certificate has Negro on it. So, I mean, I was going to say my parents. Yeah, my parents were alive during Jim Crow. Yeah, my grandparents were alive
crazy,
in Jim Crow.
Man.
You know what I mean? My great grandparents, my great great grandparents were slaves. My birth certificate, bro, says Negro on it.